Hi, welcome to the third episode of my new series where I'm going to teach you how to get better at speaking English and also thinking in English. This is Susan Broder from Speak Languages and Travel the World, here to help you improve your English with minimum effort and maximum benefit. Now, in each of these lessons, I'm going to give you 3 tips, 3 strategies of how you can improve your speaking, your fluency, and also your thinking. Now, you're going to ask me, how can I learn to think in English? Well, in reality, from the moment that you're speaking and you're getting the words out of your mouth, you're learning to think in English. And gradually, the more you speak, the more you should be able to think directly in the language. Therefore, speaking out loud, practicing your fluency will automatically get you to think in English. And thinking in English will avoid you making mistakes. So, what is today's strategy or tip number 1? You should practice reading the lyrics of songs whilst you listen to the songs. It's not necessary to translate the lyrics, although some people enjoy doing that, but my best students always enjoy listening to music and following the lyrics. So the first thing is to listen to the song, read along with the lyrics. Maybe you could then also practice reading the lyrics out loud. And if you really haven't understood the gist means the general sense, the general meaning of the song, you can look up a few words in the dictionary or Google them. But songs are like poems. The language that is used in songs isn't always what we use in everyday English. Therefore, don't focus too much on the words you don't know. Just focus on the rhythm of the language and on how you pronounce it, and just enjoy. That's tip number 1. Tip number 2. So now you've learnt a song, you've listened to it, you've read it, you've practiced reading it out loud. Now it's time for you to sing it. And you don't need to take time to sing it. You can sing whilst you're in the shower, you can sing whilst you're driving to work. You just take that song or any other one you like and just sing, because you've got to train your speaking muscles. And singing will also help you practice the rhythm of the language, because you'll be singing with the same rhythm that the singers sing. Obviously, songs, as I said, are a little bit like poems, so the language may not always be as realistic. Sometimes, to make sure the words fit into the rhythm, they'll be pronounced slightly differently from the way we do it every day. But that doesn't matter. What you're doing is you're practicing your speaking muscles. You're training them, and that's what counts. And also, it's really fun to sing, isn't it? So that was tip number 2. Tip number 3 is to now practice expressions you've learnt in the song, to observe when in songs they use contractions. Contractions, so not I will but I'll, for example, not I am but I'm, because that's the way natural language is spoken. Take a phrase, a short phrase, and transform it. I have an example here from Alicia Dixon's A Boy Does Nothing. About in the 3rd verse, she'll ask, "Hey boy, how have you been?" Or "How have you been?" depending on whether you prefer to follow the more American been or the more British been. The Americans, I think, use been a little bit more, and the British a little bit more been, but both are correct. Now, you can transform this into various other sentences, but practicing the contraction as you go along. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Why have you been absent? Who have you been seeing? When have you been studying? So you can see that this contraction that we picked out of just one song, we can practice it in various ways. And this is what I suggest you do. This is tip number 3. Take a sentence with a contraction and try and transform it. You can also take other forms which are typical in English and do the same thing. All of these things will help you improve your fluency, and as a consequence, you'll be thinking more in English. So let's summarize. Tip number 1 is listen to songs and read the lyrics. Tip number 2 is to sing along with the songs whilst you're driving to work or whilst you're in the shower. And tip number 3 is to choose a piece with a contraction from that song and not only practice saying it, but then transform it so that you can say it in various ways and still practice that contraction. This will all help you interiorize our sentence structure and the way we speak. Don't forget to write in the comments below any experiences you have implementing my strategies. Also, hit the notification bell because that way you'll be notified of any new videos I produce. And don't forget to subscribe. These were the tips for today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson. Bye!